I've been inspired by Jonas Lund. I want to Jonas Lund has made artworks based on other artworks. He's worked for a while on a database of artworks, their materials and their construction, and then after that, like where the artist came from, gallery owners, collectors, curators, like all these variables that lead to the art that you see in a gallery, I guess. He's created a database, and he can do a lot of different stuff with it. Like he figured out who the kind of most important curators were in the world. He generated new artworks. He took like the existing methods of construction. I guess he analyzed the construction and the materials of all the artworks, and from that he was able to create new sets of instructions of what to do with certain materials to make new artworks. I just think that's incredible. He talks about using big data logic, computational logic, the kinds of things that are used to give you specified ads in your Facebook newsfeed or on Google or whatever, but taking that into the art world. I think that's really interesting. But yeah, I thought it would be interesting to somehow do the same with music, like analyze pop music. I guess you could somehow do that with pop music. You could analyze, for instance, like drum patterns. I guess you could notate. I feel like it would take he must have put a shit ton of work into it. But I guess you could analyze rhythms. You could analyze chord progressions. And if you were going really deep, you could somehow try to analyze like the timbres of the synthesizers, the actual sound qualities. I don't know how you'd do that, but that would be pretty interesting. But yeah, I'm thinking of, I could make a list of criteria, like the drum patterns, the chord, the harmony, I guess like the vocal melodies, and you could do like, what else? You could do the structure, like you could work out where the drops are, where the beats come in. Like where there's the soft beat, where there's the build up and then the drop. You could do stuff like that. I feel like, if you analyze them enough to the point that if you did like, I wonder how much you'd have to do. You could just pick like, 1,000 most successful pop songs of the past 5 years. But even that is like, what do you work that out with? I guess radio play and like sales, iTunes sales, YouTube streams. I'd have to figure out all these individual criteria. So you could do that, and then you'd have a range to work with, because once you had like, the drum patterns of all these songs, for instance, you could figure out certain things never happen in any of these things, so you can rule those out. I've never done any like coding sort of things there, so I'd have to figure out like what software to use to, for instance, take all this info and give me something new based on it. Yeah, I'll have to ask around. I think it could be quite interesting though. I think like listening to an averaged out pop song would be really wild, or maybe it would just give you instructions for how to make the pop song.